you're not gonna see government come to the rescue. You're not gonna see these platforms, on their own just start to shut down the tools. The tools are gonna be with us. And the NAB data got to this point about the importance of human interactions and people wanting to know where their content, their video, their shows are from. So I'm banking on that.
I'm banking on it too.
The rest of our careers, at least.
Look, I mean, the value of reporting comes from human-based news gathering. It comes from humans being on the ground in the Middle East, in Ukraine, in South Sudan, across America, who are talking to other human beings about what is happening. I want to pick up though on Oliver's point, and maybe start with you, Brian, and then Sarah, and talk about we do live in a country now where the President of the United States, in response to a reporter in Texas asking about the Texas flood accountability, said only a very evil person would ask a question like that. You have a White House press secretary who, in response to a question about why Budapest was chosen as the possible site for the Trump-Putin summit that's now off, who said, "Who picked Budapest?" And the press secretary says, "Your mom did." We have congressional hearings where members of the administration are pushing back. How do you build resiliency into journalism and broadcasting when you have so much pressure, so much misinformation, including coming from some of the most powerful people in the country?
I think number one, state it clearly, see it for what it is. Many, many bad faith actors trying to tear things down. That's why I love the way you opened, Oliver, like very clearly, here is the biggest threat. But then I think number two, to recognize what is in our control and what's outside our control. Right? The first word of this particular panel is trust. Most of trust is gained or lost in a way that's out of our individual control. But we do each individually have a little bit of ability or power, responsibility. I think about it in football terms. I'm not gonna personally score a touchdown today for CNN. I'd love to, but all I can really do is get 1 inch down the field, right? I can help us get 1 inch further along toward the end zone, or I can help us fall back another inch or two, right? I can win a little bit of trust, or I can lose a little bit of trust, but it's gonna be measured by inches. So I think it's important to be realistic, what is in our control and what is not. But then once we recognize what is in our control, what are journalists doing today? They're creating a record of all the indecency you just described, of all the ignorance and idiocy that you just described. We are creating a record for people to consider.